Now, take a good look at this Koenigsegg CCX, right? Get a good long look at it. I thought I was playing. Look at Genesis' new GT3 car for the street, supposedly. It's a concept. It looked good, but I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. This motherfucker look exactly like a Koenigsegg with different headlights. But when you look at the tail lights, it kind of reminds you of an entirely different vehicle. Like, I'm not going to take away from the fact that this thing has beautiful body lines. You can't look me in my eyes, lie to my face, and tell me if you squint real hard, you see McLaren swept tail lights on that GT3 Genesis car. Let's be realistic, right? Drilled rotors, 6-piston calibers, and shit like that. You already know dealerships are going to open a big, fat, fucking, greedy ass cake hole to tell you that this vehicle is $60,000 to damn near $150,000 over dealership markup. If you sit at the dealership and explain to people why you fucking them over, your mother a hoe. If you sell cars for 3 times what they're fucking worth at the dealership, your dad a bitch ass nigga. Overseas in Bangkok, they treat these race boats, these Thai river boats, like they're Honda Civics. See, a lot of these damn little places over there, they don't have roads and shit, so the only way to get around is by boat. But these motherfuckers don't just build a boat. They put diesels and shit on these motherfuckers. Old Izuki diesel engines. Whole fucking bus motors on what amounts to a double stuffed Oreo surfboard. Look at this motherfucker, boy. Look how big that turbo is. You couldn't pay me to get in this motherfucker, boy. No. Fuck that. It's gonna feel like you riding Aladdin's carpet with a 500 shot of nitrous on that motherfucker. Boys, man, no seatbelts, no nothing. And you thought Americans were strong as a motherfucker. Look at this. The way they steer this boat is by this fucking rod. The whole engine sitting on a plate that they turn by hand. Man, do you know how insane that is? Man, ain't got... This boat is literally a go-kart with a NASCAR engine on it. Like, imagine an M1A1 Abrams tank engine on a goddamn hover round. I'm telling you, they love these motherfucking boats. This is a tower of speakers on a boat. If this motherfucking boat tip over, the entire ecosystem of fish under their ass right now gonna come floating up to the surface. It'll be the biggest thing BBC News ever reported. Oh shit, boy. No, like, imagine you just a fish. You minding your dumb ass business. Then you suddenly get electrocuted. Oh, like you getting fried like some Gordon fish fillets while listening to what amounts to Korean New Orleans bounce music. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Georgia State Patrol got to be the most violent, like, legally authorized to take your ass out motherfuckers on the face of the planet. You get pulled over by one of them, they'll probably crack a joke, be like, hey, you're not going to run from me, are you? Fuck no, you fucking Terminator. Let me tell you how to spot a good Georgia State Patrol, right, officer? If there's some space between the hat and the eyebrow, he might crack a joke, might be nice as a motherfucker. You know, you can go on about your merry way. It's a misunderstanding. But if the hat touching the eyebrows are completely covering it, your ass finna get fed 3 elbows, body slammed, and then he gonna call backup. Hey, listen to me. That uniform has the same ability as the ones in Kill la Kill. I'm afraid of these motherfuckers. One of these officers held a Ford Ranger in place in the grass. The guy trying to drive off got his foot mashed to the fucking throttle. How the fuck do you fight somebody like that? You will pit maneuver your motherfucking ass into a daycare. It could be on fire. Kids running around screaming. The first person they come and get is your ass. They don't give a fuck unless you got a BMW M6 built by Lockheed Martin with a scramjet button on that motherfucker. Your ass better not take off. Arkansas is a place where the state troopers don't play. But what if I told you there's an Arkansas native that outdrives the entirety of the fucking state troopers? Nobody knows what this guy looks like, where he lives, nothing. They just simply know he drives a wide body Charger. That's it. And it's extremely fast. 1 minute, the troopers are behind him. The next minute, bro is just gone. Like, as soon as them tail lights go off, you are not catching him. Nobody can find him. Not even joking. Bro's a whole mystery, but drives like a Need for Speed protagonist. Like, you can hang up the notion of some twin turbo 5.7 Hemi. It's not a 5.7. No 5.7 takes off like that and disappears. No, like, he literally has some of these state troopers in Arkansas thinking they going crazy. Like, 1 minute you're chasing this guy, As soon as he go over the hill or gets out of view and you get to where you last saw him, there's no other car in sight. Nothing. He's also a chameleon. The last known appearance of him was in an orange Challenger. We are talking about an Arkansas native, right? A country boy with Earl #9 blacklist type driving skill. That is crazy, bro. You gotta understand why Need for Speed Underground 2 is the most goated racing game of all time. It came at a time where people were getting into JDM and shit like that. You know, the car culture started to boom. This was like the Y2K era, like where everything was translucent, futuristic. You know, motherfuckers wore long sleeves under short sleeve t-shirts. McDonald's was life was good around this time. You a kid, you get out of school, you pop in this game, and all you hear is Riders of the Storm. I'm telling you, it was a vibe, bro. We talking about a game that lets you customize every single fucking detail of it. Man, if you want to put 5 speakers in your trunk, you can do that. If you wanted to pose for a magazine while on 3-wheel motion because you added hydraulics to a Honda Civic, you can do that. They threw a whole launch party for one game and invited real drifters. You got to think about it, right? 2001, we got Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. And what did you do in that game? You ran from the police. Okay, cool. EA said, all right, next year we're going to focus mainly on the street racing. That's when we got Underground. Then they said, you know what? What if we made an Underground game with free roam? We got Underground 2. But then they said, all right, what happens if we combine all of these elements from the previous years into one game? That's how we ended up with Need for Speed Most Wanted in 2005. What I'm simply saying is Need for Speed Underground 2 laid down the foundation for every Need for Speed afterwards. Trying to get y'all to understand that this was a cultural post point. This wasn't just a video game. It came at a time where people were finding identity. EA didn't create some gimmicky racing game that relied on like arcade style physics in order to sell. No, they didn't. They actually took their time to push tuner culture to the forefront. I shit you not, and I remember only this one detail. Every time I played it, like, and beat it, bro, I always start off with a Honda Civic. That blue Type R, bro. I don't give a fuck how. I guess I'm a Honda guy.